evening, everybody. The first thing we need to do tonight is have our swearing in of our elected officials. We have our judges here, Mike Gallagher and Joe Falcone. I'll have to repeat that. Thanks, everybody, for being here tonight. We have to first thing swear in our elected officials, Judge Mike Gallagher here and Judge Joe Falcone, to do that. So I'll ask, first of all, we have the County Board of Elections that the three gentlemen that will be up here tonight have duly won the election. And the first one up tonight, we will have Ed Kisselback Jr. Ed, would you go up and get sworn in, please?
Sure. Sworn in?
Somebody to hold the Bible for you?
My wife will be there.
Is she there? She's right here. Oh, okay.
We have a Bible here, John. Okay, I have a Bible.
Okay.
Come here. You stand in the middle. Like
In
you
the
do.
middle.
Turn this way. Good. I'll put my hand here.
Raise your hand.
Okay.
I,
I,
your name,
Edward Michael Kisselback Jr.,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
to support, obey, and defend
to support, obey, and
the
defend
Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
and the Constitution of this Commonwealth.
and I will fulfill the duties
I will fulfill the duties
as Bensalem
as Bensalem Councilman
with fidelity.
with fidelity.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Okay.
Congratulations, Ed. Now we'll have Joe Knowles come up.
Very good.
Raise your right hand.
Yep.
I, Joseph Knowles,
Joseph Charles Knowles,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support,
that I will support,
obey, and defend
obey, and defend
the Constitution
the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of this Commonwealth,
of the Commonwealth,
and that I will fulfill
and I fulfill
the duties
the duties
of office
of office
as Bensalem Township Councilman
as Bensalem Township Councilman
with fidelity.
with fidelity.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Joe.
That's my daughter, not my wife.
I know. Now for Auditor Ryan McMullen.
How are you?
How are you?
Put your left hand on the Bible, raise your right hand. I,
I,
your name,
Ryan David McMullen,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
to support, obey, and defend
to support, obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
and the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
and will fulfill my duties
and will fill my duties
of the office
of the office
of Auditor
of Auditor
of Bensalem Township
of Bensalem Township
with fidelity.
with fidelity.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Ryan. Now, sir, would everybody please stand for a moment of silence and the Pledge of Allegiance. Before we do that, I would like to keep in your prayers today Olivia Edelman, a young lady who was hit on Bensalem Boulevard that is in the hospital. Her family, keep her in your prayers. And Mike Fitzpatrick, the former congressman who passed away today. So if you'll keep that in your prayers. Next on the agenda is any public comment on any of the things that we have on the agenda tonight. If not, at the end will be public comments. We'll move along now. For the election of our council president, do I hear any motion to elect the council president?
I'd like to nominate Ed Kisselback.
Ed Kisselback has been nominated. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Moved and seconded. Is there any other nominations for president? Hearing none, I'll ask for a vote for Ed Kisselback as president. All in favor?
Aye.
The ayes have it. Congratulations, Ed. Is this your seat?
I don't know.
Now I know what this chair feels like, all right.
New chair.
Before I continue, there's two things I'd like to do. There's a few things I'd like to do. First of all, I'm going to ask that we change the agenda for this evening for agenda item number 24 to move the veterans up. They're all here, and they have a lot of things they have to do this evening, so I'm going to ask that we move agenda item number 24 up to be the first following the procedures of the election of the president and the vice president and secretary. Do I have a motion on the floor? We have a motion. We have a second. 1, 2. All those in favor signify with an eye.
Aye.
And against, any abstentions? Okay, so we're going to move you guys up and make that the first thing after we move along with the,
Mr. President,
Can-
can we also do a similar change for the Senior Citizens Advisory Board?
sure, absolutely. Senior Citizens Advisory Board, we'd like to move that up following, and that will be, that is, I guess, senior would be agenda item number, what, 20 or so, I guess that was?
22.
That was 22, and we'll do that also. And I ask for a motion for that.
So moved.
We have a motion on that?
second.
We have a second on that. All those in favor signify with an eye. Aye. And against, an abstention, that is unanimous. Okay, we have that done, number one. Number two, I'd like to take this opportunity, as all of us know who are up here, when you're in a campaign, it takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of time from your family. It takes a lot of time away from your family. And so I would like to personally thank my wife, Kathy, for giving me the time to go through the rigors of this campaign. And then after winning the campaign, I know what the amount of work that's really involved with it. And I thank her for that also. So thank you very much, sweetheart. I love you and thank you.
And I'll second that motion to my wife Alicia, thank you.
I think you should, right. I'd also like to thank the voters who came out at this election, regardless of whether you voted Democrat or Republican. You are part of the solution when it comes to Bensalem and who you are. You take the time away, you get in your cars, you drive to the polls, you wait in line. Sometimes it's an hour just to vote, but you do that because you're dedicated to your community, and we thank you for being part of the solution in Bensalem. So thank you to all the voters that came out. I would also like to, at this time, give our condolences to the Fitzpatrick family. Everybody knows Michael Fitzpatrick. He was our commissioner, and then now, of course, he was our congressman for, I think it was 8 years or somewhere in that vicinity. Michael is one of the truly gentlemen of Bucks County. It's someone you could talk to. He would never talk down to you. He would talk with you. And he's a wonderful family man, and I'm sure we're all going to miss him, Michael Fitzpatrick. So our condolences from everyone up here to the Fitzpatrick family. And I'd also like to mention, unfortunately, as we know, we had another accident on Bensalem Boulevard, and we'd like to give our best regards to the family. And I don't know the little girl's name, I'm sorry, but to the family of the little girl who was hit today by an automobile. I guess he was going to school with the school bus and such. Something we're going to have to address here in Bensalem is something we're definitely going to address in some way, because this is occurring too often. With that, I'll leave you with one other thought. When the world travels, we have the continent and the country of Australia burning at the rate of something we've never seen, and so we give our regards to the people of Australia. Hopefully we can go over and help them in some way, and hopefully we can reach into our pockets and somehow donate to help resolve that too. So I want to get those things up in front, running before we start the meeting, and with this, we'll start with the procedures of the continuing of the meeting. And I'll ask for the nomination for the vice chairman of Bensalem Township Council. I'll ask for a motion to be put on the floor.
I'll make a motion that I'll nominate Joe Polari for vice president.
We have a motion on the floor. Is there a second for that? I would second that for Joe Polari, Mr. Joseph Polari for vice president. Is there another nominee for that position?
Mr. President, I believe it would be honorable to have another vet serve under our executive leadership on the council. For that reason, I would nominate Jesse Sloan as vice president.
All right, we have a nomination for Jesse Sloan. Do I have a second nomination? Do I second to that nomination?
I'll second that.
Well, we have a second nomination for that. So we have two people that are interested in being vice president. I'll call the motion for the first. We have Joe Polari. All those in favor signify with an aye.
Aye.
We have 3. And all those interested in having Jesse Sloan for vice president signify with an aye.
Aye.
We have 2. So we have a 3-2 vote. We have 3 votes for Mr. Joseph Polari. He will be the vice president. And thank you for putting your nomination in. And then from there, we're going to go to secretary. We have election of the township secretary in 2020.
I'll nominate Joe Knowles.
We have a motion on the floor to nominate Joe Knowles. To do a second to that nomination. I will also second that nomination. Do we have anyone else nominated for that township secretary?
I'd like to nominate Ed Tokmajian.
We have a nomination for the Edward Tokmajian. Do we have a second on that?
I'll second.
We have a second also. And I'll call the vote for Joe Knowles. All those in favor signify with an aye.
Aye.
3. I also say aye. All those in favor signify with aye for Ed Tokmajian.
Vote aye.
Aye.
And we have 2 from there. So that also is a vote 3-2. Joe Knowles is the secretary for 2020. All right. Any comments on that? Not hearing any, I'll move along. All right, move on. We have a agenda item. Before we go into the, let me see, we have the secretary. Before we go on to agenda item number 6, I'm going to ask for a motion to be put in place that we move up the agenda number 22 and 24. 22 is for the Senior Citizen Board. I'd like to move that up, and the 24 is the Veterans Board. Move that up to this time before agenda item number 6. Can I have a motion on the floor to move that up?
So moved.
We have a motion. We have a second. All those in favor signify with an aye.
Aye.
Any against, any abstentions? That is unanimous. And so, Mr. Mayor, we ask for your selection and your, of the senior citizen, agenda item number 22.
Thank you, Mr. President. Buzz Ebner, Robert Gale, Alice Cresco, Barbara Seidler, and Frank Seidler.
All right, these are the names that the mayor has put in for advice and consent.
I'll make a motion we approve as presented.
A motion on the floor.
I'll second.
Second on the motion. All those in favor signify with an aye.
Aye.
We'd like to have, so we have the vote unanimous. All those of the Senior Citizen Board, please come up so we can be sworn in.
We'll warm up here.
Somebody want to hold the Bible? I
Aye.
Alice
Buzz Ebner.
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
to support, obey, and defend
To
to support, obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
and the Constitution of this Commonwealth.
and I will fulfill the duties as a member of
I will
fulfill the duties as a member of the Senior Advisory Board
with fidelity.
with fidelity.
Congratulations, everybody.
Okay, thank you very much. And Mr. Mayor, we have agenda item number 24. You're going to move that up also, which is the Veterans Affairs Board's Advisory Board.
Thank you, Mr. President. Ray Bates, Dick Cliff, Patrick Jones, Jim Pinto, Bruce Simers, Joe Slimmer, and Joe Trucks.
All right, gentlemen, let's for a motion to be put on the floor.
I'll make a
moved.
Okay.
We have a motion.
I'll
We have a
second.
All those in favor signify with an eye.
Aye.
Any against, any abstentions, unanimous. Gentlemen? Thanks, John. I was going to say the first one was here. It goes to-
Joe Slemmer. Do solemnly swear
Do solemnly swear
that I will support,
that I will support,
obey and defend
obey, and defend
the Constitution
the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of this Commonwealth,
of this Commonwealth,
that I will fulfill
that I will fulfill
the duties
the duties
as a member of
as a member of
Veterans
Affairs Advisory Board
with fidelity.
Fidelity.
Congratulations.
Thank you, gentlemen. Good luck to you.
Good job,
You do a
guys.
great job.
Good
Thank
job,
you for
Rick.
your service.
Thank you.
Okay, we're going to move back to agenda item number 6, which is the election of the Township Assistant Secretary. Mr. Mayor,
Yeah, Debbie McBreen.
we have Debbie McBreen. All those in favor?
I'll make a motion that we approve Debbie McBreen.
We have a motion.
I'll second.
Second. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Unanimous? Debbie, are you around? Oh, well, get up here.
She don't get sworn.
You don't have to get sworn in? Sworn in?
She gets that every day.
Sure. She swears everything.
Okay, that's good then. That's wonderful. All right.
Just
then
call
we
her
have
extension.
Agenda item number 7, appointment of municipal clerk, and that's pursuant to section 2.25 of the code. Mr. Mayor,
Debbie McBreen.
we have Debbie McBreen. Gentlemen,
I'll make a motion we approve as presented.
all right, motion on the floor to approve.
I'll second.
We have a second on the motion. All those in favor? Aye. Any against? Any abstentions? Unanimous? Agenda item number 8, Mr. Mayor, we have appointment of the certified public accountant firm as to examine all the township accounts for the year 2020.
Maley LLP.
I'll make a motion we approve as presented.
We have a motion on the floor.
I'll second the motion.
Second on the motion. All those in favor signify with an eye.
Aye.
And against, any abstentions? That's unanimous. No one's representing them tonight, I'm sure, so that's fine. Moving on to agenda item number 9. This is a designation of an official depository for the township funds during the 2020 year. Mr. Mayor,
Penn Community Bank, Mr.
we have
President.
Penn Community Bank. Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
We have a motion on the floor to accept it.
So moved.
All right, we have a motion.
I'll second.
We have a second on the motion. All those in favor?
Aye.
And against, any abstentions? That is unanimous. We'll move on to agenda item number 10. This is designation of the Bensalem Township, excuse me, news media for illegal advertising during 2020. Somehow I get coughed up when I think about this.
Mr. President, Bucks County Courier Times.
You did that very well. I'm proud of you. All right, do I have a motion on the floor?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Sure you would.
I'll second. I'll second.
Second on the motion, all those in favor signify with an eye.
Aye.
Unanimous. Number 11, designation of the monthly meeting dates. We have the dates that were submitted to us. They will be put, should I read them into the, Mr. Pizer, should I read them into the record? They will be put on the meeting, on the TV, so we can see that on our channels, on the public station. So if you want me to read them into the order, I will do that. If not,
I'll make a motion we approve as presented.
okay. Basically, it's the second and
Yeah,
the
I checked them. It was-
second and the fourth Monday of the month, except for September the 29th, which is a Tuesday, and what else we
several
have?
Tuesdays.
And also May 26th, which is also a Tuesday, and that's it. Did I
I
say?
think there's 3 there.
Columbus Day.
We have,
Columbus Day.
I'm looking for that. Oh, there it is.
Columbus Day and
is
Yom
correct, on
Kippur.
Tuesday. So there's 3 different changes that will be moved to Tuesday because of holidays. You'll recognize the holidays, so it's the next day following that. 2nd and the 4th. Monday of the month. Okay?
Can we change one of the dates? March 9th is another holiday on the Jewish calendar. Can we move it to Tuesday night?
That's fine with me. We don't want to conflict with holidays. March 10th, is that correct?
Yes.
All right, so we'll move that one also to March 10th. Thank you.
I'll amend my motion.
And I'll second it.
Okay, all those in favor signify with an aye.
Aye.
And against, the abstentions, that's unanimous. So there are 4 dates now on Tuesday, the others are on Mondays. We have it? Okay, we have agenda item number 11, designation of the, seems like we just did that, doesn't it?
We did.
Advice and consent of mayoral appointment of 1 member to the Code Appeals Board. This is for a 3-year term. Mr. Mayor?
Yes, Mr. President, Nancy McCarty.
Nancy McCarty, do I have a motion on the floor to accept?
So moved.
We have a motion.
I'll second.
We have a second. All those in favor signify with an aye.
Aye.
Nancy, I know you're here somewhere. I did see you. Oh, there you are.
Your left hand on the Bible, raise your right hand. I
I, Nancy McCarty,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
to support, obey, and defend
to support, obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
and the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
and I will fulfill my duties
and I will fulfill my duties
as a member of
as a member of Code of Appeals Board
with fidelity.
with fidelity.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you. Congratulations.
God, man.
And number 13 is the advice and consent of mayoral appointment. That's for 3 members of the Community Development Advisory Board. This is for a 1-year term. Mr. Mayor?
Thank you, Mr. President. Paul Giordano, Ernesto Viniziale, and Mark Winiker.
All right. I didn't see any of those individuals here. So seeing that, they'll have to come to the office after they're sworn, after they're approved.
So moved.
We have a motion on the floor.
I'll make a second.
Second on the motion. All those in favor signify with an aye.
Aye.
And against, any abstentions? Okay. Number 14, advice and consent of mayoral appointment of 7 members to the Disabled Persons Advisory Board. This also is for a 1-year term. Mr. Mayor?
Yes, Mr. President. Noreen Simino, Matt Neiman, Joel Polari, Phyllis Pish, Nick Quattrone, Teddy Walker, and James Wright.
Okay. Gentlemen,
So moved.
we have a
I'll
motion.
second it.
We have a second. All those in favor signify with an aye.
Aye.
And against, any abstentions? Is anyone here from the Disabled Persons Advisory Board? If so, please come on forward. Not seeing anyone here. Move right along. Anyone who's appointed to these boards, if you would like to be sworn in, you can either cruise over to the judge's office. They're always accommodating. And you can always come to the mayor also, and he can also perform the same process, okay? Moving on to agenda item number 15, we have advice and consent of mayoral appointment of 11 members to the Drug and Alcohol Advisory Board for a 1-year term. Mr. Mayor?
Thank you, Mr. President. Rosemarie Angle, Francis Curran, Lisa Diazio, Nicholas Diazio, Juliana Johnson, Manuel Jones, Wayne Lewis, Beverly Polkowski, Frank Schilling, George Seymour, and Rita D'Angelo.
Or anyone who's here would please come up so you can be sworn in.
I'll make the motion.
I'm sorry.
I'll second.
Thanks. We have a motion on the floor. We have a second. Peach in next.
All in favor? All in favor?
All in favor signify with an aye.
Aye.
But aye.
I should have tutored you a little bit before we...
Do solemnly swear
Do solemnly swear
that I will support,
that I will support,
obey, and defend
obey, and defend
the Constitution
the Constitution
of the United States,
of the United States,
the Constitution
the Constitution
of this Commonwealth,
of the Commonwealth,
and I will fulfill
and I will fulfill
the duties
the duties
of office
of office
as a member of
as a member of the
Drug and Alcohol Advisory Board with fidelity.
with fidelity.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Hey.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Happy New Year. Thank you.
Braggy.
Number 16, advice and consent of mayoral appointment of 7 members to the Economic Development Corporation. This is for a 3-year term. Mr. Mayor?
Thank you, Mr. President. John Costello, Matt Ezratt, Dave Frackler, Al Googler, James Humphrey, John Meyer, and Bob Norkus.
Are any of those gentlemen here this evening? I have to make a motion on the,
As presented.
we have a motion on the floor?
I'll second it.
Second on the motion, all those in favor signify with an aye.
Aye.
All right. Gentlemen, come on up.
Bob's here.
So we have to use. And the Bible, raise your right hand. I do solemnly swear
Do solemnly swear
to support, obey, and defend
to support, obey, and
the
defend
Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States,
and the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
and I will fulfill the duties
and will fulfill the duties
of the office
of the office
of
of
Economic
Development
Corporation.
Corporation.
with fidelity.
Yeah, with fidelity.
Congratulations.
Thank you, gentlemen. Agenda item number 17. We had voice and consent of mayoral appointment of 12 members to the Emergency Service Advisory Board. This is for a 1-year term. Mr. Mayor?
Thank you, Mr. President. Don Anderson, John Tchaikovsky, Ken Farrell, Fred Harron, Ron Harris, Lance Morrell, Joe Polari, Robert Race, Michael Ritchie, Rob Speinheimer, Kurt Schulzenberger, and Tom Topley.
All right, gentlemen,
I'll make a motion we approve as presented.
we have a motion on the floor.
I'll second it.
We have a second on the motion. All those in favor? Aye. And against, any abstentions? Please come up, gentlemen. I haven't seen any ladies on there, right? There's a strong group right here.
Come on, big guy, stick that arm in there.
All right. Repeat after me. I do solemnly swear. That I will support. Obey and defend. The Constitution. Of the United States. And the Constitution. Of this Commonwealth. That I will fulfill. The duties. Of office. As a member of. The Emergency Services Advisory Board with fidelity. Congratulations.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Number 18 on the agenda is advice and consent of mayoral appointment for 1 member of the Environmental Advisory Board. This is for a 3-year term. Mr. Mayor,
Thank you, Mr. President. Tony Stallworth.
we have Tony Stallworth. Gentlemen, your pleasure.
I'll make the motion.
We have a motion on the floor.
Second.
We have a second on the motion. All those in favor? Aye. And against? Any abstentions? Unanimous. Tony Stallworth. I don't believe he's here. Moving on to agenda item number 19, advice and consent of mayoral appointment of 7 members to the Gaming Advisory Board for a 1-year term. Mr. Mayor, number 19.
I know I'm up. He's telling me what number it is. I had to look at him.
It's after 18.
Oh, okay. Is that the? Thank you, Mr. President. I just want to call out something. One of the members that's not going to be here tonight is Ankit Parikh. His son has been very, very ill. A very young child has been in CHOP now for weeks and weeks, and him and his wife spend their time at the hospital, so he can't be here. So I just keep that in your prayers. That young baby, it's a baby actually, it's very young. Walter Arch, Joanne Fields, Marianne Griffin, Ankit Parikh, Sonny Patel, Donna Patty, and Peter Waits.
Gentlemen, your pleasure.
Make a motion to approve.
We have a motion on the floor.
Second.
We have a second on the motion. All those in favor signify with an aye.
Aye.
Any against? Any abstentions? Okay, unanimous again. Gentlemen and ladies, please come up to be sworn in.
Somebody want to hold the Bible? Okay. I'm going to hold it for you. Put up your right hand. I
I, Joanne Fields,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
to support, obey, and defend
to support, obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
and the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
and I will fulfill the duties
and I will fulfill the duties
of the office
of the office
as a member of
as a member of the Gaming Advisory Board
with fidelity.
with fidelity.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you. Agenda item number 20, we have a voice and consent of mayoral appointment of 6 members to the Impact Fee Advisory Committee. This is for a 1-year term. Mr. Mayor?
Thank you, Mr. President. Come after 19?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Stacy Champion, Mary Ellen Cook, Deepak Dewan, Tom Naversky, Frank Payne, and Ramesh Patel.
I'll make a motion, we approve as presented.
Motion on the floor. Ask for a second.
I'll second it.
We have a second on the motion. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any against? Any abstentions? Unanimous? Hey, was she dancing up here?
She can come out of St. Patrick's Day and do a dance if you want.
Okay.
Okay. Raise your right hand. I
I,
Mary Ellen Cook.
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support,
that I will support,
obey, and defend
obey, and defend
the Constitution
the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of this Commonwealth,
of the Commonwealth,
that I will fulfill
that I will fulfill
the duties
the duties
as a member of
as a member of
the Impact Fee
the Impact
Fee
Fee
Advisory
Advisory
Committee with fidelity.
with fidelity.
Congratulations.
Thank you. 21, this is the advice and consent of mayoral appointment for 1 member to the Planning Commission for a 4-year term. Mr. Mayor?
Thank you, Mr. President. Will Walker.
We have Will Walker. Gentlemen, your pleasure.
I'll make a motion, we approve as presented.
We have a motion on the floor. We have a second on the motion. All those in favor signify with an aye.
Aye.
And against, the abstentions? Unanimous. I don't think that Will's here. I do not see him. Okay, moving along. We skipped 22, Mr. Mayor, so we're going to 23. Joe,
Oh,
help him out
thank
on
you,
this.
thank you.
23. He's got
Okay.
it. He's got it.
Advice and consent of mayoral appointment of 3 members to the Vacant Property Review Committee, 1-year term. Mr. Mayor?
Thank you, Mr. President. Bill Samori, Jeff Darwak, and Al Googler.
I'll make a motion, we approve as presented.
We have a motion on the floor.
I'll second.
Second on the motion. Any additional, we'll call the vote. All those in favor signify with an aye.
Aye.
Any against? Any abstentions? Unanimous? Again. Moving along into, I don't see anybody, no, I didn't see anybody here.
One's
Thanks.
not a 5-year term.
We have agenda item number 25, advice and
Harry's
consent of
filling out
mayoral
their term.
appointment. This is for 2 members of the zoning hearing board. This is for a 5-year term. Mr.
Yeah,
Mayor?
thank you, Mr. President. These are not both 5-year terms. One, Harry Kramer, if you remember, back in November, he filled out the term that Mark Bourne had resigned from, had not been sworn in by then and had not had a meeting. So he's here tonight to fill out Mark Bourne's term, which I believe is 3 years. I'm not sure.
Did we already vote to?
We did
Yeah, we
vote him
voted on it.
in.
We
So he's
accepted
just
him.
here to be sworn in.
Sworn in, but I just want to make it clear, it's not a 5-year term.
That's
They're not
Okay,
both
yeah, so
5-year
it's
terms.
really just
So
Mark.
he's already been voted on, so Harry, you can be sworn in. Do you
I'll
have to
make a
be?
motion that we approve Mike Burrow, they can get sworn together.
Oh, you want to do them both?
Yeah, sure.
Okay,
I'll
that's
make a
good.
motion, we approve as presented.
I'll second the motion.
I have a motion on the floor in a second. All those in favor signify with an aye.
Aye.
Any against? Any, I don't know why I'm saying it. I'll call the vote. We said aye. Come on up, gentlemen. Huh?
Jones.
There, there you go. Raise your right hand. I
I, Harry Kramer,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
to support, obey, and defend
to support, obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
and the Constitution of this Commonwealth.
and I will fulfill the duties
I will fulfill the duties
as a member of
as a member of the Zoning Hearing Board
with fidelity.
with fidelity.
Congratulations, both of you.
Thank you very much.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Thanks, man. Thanks. What's your name again, sir?
Congratulations.
Good, Mike.
All right. That went fairly well. Agenda item number 26, we have other businesses from supporting personnel, and I'm going to make my way. First of all, before we go to that, I'm going to thank the judges for being here, Mike Gallagher and Joe Falcone. I have to say, we have the most accessible judges in Bucks County, if not Pennsylvania, plus they're definitely good guys, and they're with us, and thank you so much for joining us this evening, guys. Thank you. All right, and then from there, we have supporting personnel. Any comments? And we'll go from Debbie. Would you like to add anything to it, the fact that you have all these laws this afternoon with being a secretary of this and secretary of that? It's like being at the, what was those awards last night? The Globes or the Golden Globes? Do you have a speech to make? Time's up. Next. Okay, moving along. Mr. Pizzo?
Just like to wish everyone a healthy and happy New Year.
Thank you, Joe. Mr. Mayor?
Absolutely, that a happy new year to everybody, the council, and congratulations to our newly elected officials, and thank all the volunteers to give their time to be on all of our boards. I know it's not easy for what they do, but we want to thank them for helping our community. Again, please just keep in your prayers the people I mentioned tonight. A lot going on in our town, so let's keep them in our prayers. Very important.
Thank you, Joe. Okay, we'll go to our council member.
One other,
I'm sorry.
just one
Please,
real
Ted.
quick today. I was up in Doylestown today, and Judge Gallagher swore in my nephew Gene DiGirolamo as a commissioner today, as the other commissioners got sworn in also, so it was pretty cool.
And they are brother-in-laws, is that correct?
They are
They are
And
brother-in-laws.
they're both my nephews.
Wow. So what did you buy them? What kind of presents did you get them?
They'll have to see, it's in the will.
Okay. Okay. Who's this Will guy, anyway? Jesse, please.
I want to wish everybody a very healthy and happy new year. Thank you to the volunteers serving on all the advisory boards, especially the Veterans Affairs Advisory Board, and obviously it's a very special place in my heart. And my condolences to the Fitzpatrick family, and get well wishes to, I believe it's the Edelman family, the tragic accident this morning. I think Edelman.
Okay. Okay, thank you. All right, Joe, would you like to go next?
Yeah, I'd like to wish everybody a happy new year, and hopefully we'll have a real healthy new year, a good new year here in Bensalem. And thank you to all the volunteers for everything you do. Without you, it doesn't, nothing gets done the way it should be done. Volunteers are very important for you to put the extra time in and effort in. It's a big help to us here in the township. And last, I'd like to ask for your prayers for my Philadelphia Flyers. For some reason, they forgot how to play hockey.
I knew that was coming up.
How about the Sixers are playing tonight? They finally have the one in the first
They
win.
need help too.
Another win. All right, moving on to Joseph Knowles.
Oh, yes, thank you. Yeah, I would like to, I thought he was going with a technician there, sorry, threw me off. Yeah, I do like to wish everyone a happy new year. I would also like to, send my condolences and prayers to the Fitzpatrick family. Mike was Bishop Egan class of '81. He was a freshman when I was a senior. He was in my brother Michael's class, and way too young, and great guy. He has 6 children, so keep the family in your prayers. Also, for the quick recovery of the young girl that got hit on Bensalem Boulevard, we pray that she recovers quickly. And I'd just like to thank real quick the people of Bensalem for allowing me to serve on council for 4 more years. It's an honor and a privilege, and I appreciate your support. And if I didn't get your support, well, hopefully we'll help you anyway, and we'll win you over maybe the next 4 years. But I appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, Edward?
Let's start just to reiterate what everybody else had spoken about, the well wishes for the Annelman family. I believe she may have gone through some surgery today, so speedy recovery to her. I did email Director Horan just to kind of repeat what Councilman Kisselbeck had stated earlier as far as looking at the possibility of maybe bolstering our crossing guard program. Condolences to Congressman Michael Fitzpatrick and his family. I know he was well-liked here in the community and was an advocate for a number of issues, so condolences go to his family. I also want to thank all the volunteers for the advisory boards. I know myself, I do look at them seriously. When we see those comments on the packets that we get, whether it be from the environmental board or from zoning, we do take them seriously and we look at them, and we do value your service on those advisory boards. So thank you.
Thank you.
I'm
sorry.
That's right. One point of business, maybe, and I think Mr. Farrell's actually here this evening, and I was hoping maybe he could come to our January 13th meeting, our first meeting of business this year. Ken? Just because there's some outstanding items that I'd like him to go over with us, particularly the Andalusia issue. So I was hoping maybe
Can
we
you
could-
bring it to his attention before we come to the meeting?
It actually came to his attention already. We actually had a meeting about it. So that's why I was just asking that he could come and provide us an update on that issue.
Okay, I'll get back to you on that, absolutely. I
Thank
don't think
you.
I understand any problem with that.
Okay. And just wish everyone a happy new year. Thank you.
Okay, and I'll add everything that everyone had said just a moment ago. The volunteers are the lifeline of Bensalem Township. We've said it over and over again. I would like you volunteers, I know some of you have left already, but if you ever view this again, to join us in our meetings. If you don't stay for the whole meeting, come in and say hello to us and sit there in the audience and make faces at us like this couple does all the time. And get up in public comment if you have things that you don't like about us. Tell us if you have things you like about us. Tell us that also.
We'll
But
be
we
here
like-
all night, eh? They start telling you what they don't like about it.
Okay, I wasn't sure which one you were going with. But at any rate, we too value your input as to what you do, and you make Bensalem the model for America, as Courier Times has called us, and one of the 50 best places to live in the world, in the universe. At any rate, one of the 50 best places to live, and we appreciate that. And believe me, there's only the 5 of us here doing what we're doing, and we appreciate everything you do for us. Again, all of our condolences to the Fitzpatrick family and what they're doing, and hopefully you can be with them. I don't know if there's a viewing or whatever, but I'm sure there's going to be something there. A well-respected gentleman, and someone we'll all miss, and someone who I always hold up high in my view of who he is and what he's done for our community. And the Edelman family, again, as I said earlier, God bless you. I can't imagine going through what you're going through right now. It just is, thank God, she's someone you can still talk to, and she's alive and kicking, and hopefully that would just progress, and she'll get better as the hours go on and the minutes go on. So God bless you and the family. And with that, I'm going to end our meeting and ask. We have public comment, you're right, other business. And with that, I'm going to end our meeting with public comment. Would anyone like to make any comments? No thank yous, like I tried to give you an impression that we would appreciate that.
Go.
Would you like to get up and say that and introduce yourself to us? Alice, come up and tell us who you are.
I had to open my mouth.
Well, that's not too hard for you to do.
Yes.
You're very good.
Yeah, we get compliments all the time. At the Bensalem Senior Center, which, by the way, the building itself, the name has changed to Bensalem Center for Active Adults. I've had people tell, yeah, like it, right? I've had people in our center say to me, I'm a senior, I'm not an active adult. Well, the woman who said that is like 85 years old.
Young.
She plays mahjong. She comes in to play pinochle. She has a game of mahjong at her house every week. I mean, and she comes in for bingo every Wednesday. So tell me she's not active. So,
She sounds good.
we've had compliments from, today I just got one from Philadelphia. A woman wants to come. She don't like their center. She heard our center was the best.
And it is. I'm over there a lot, and I see a lot of young people there.
All the support we get.
You are very active. It's a great center, and you have a lot of activity, and I tell you, it's always rocking and rolling there. But don't get in front of them when they're ready to play bingo, whatever you do.
No.
Okay, anyone else?
Yeah, I just want to thank you guys for giving me this opportunity to work with you guys for the next 3 years.
It's a good board you're on. It's a great board, the EDC.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Anyone else like to make a comment? Okay, now I'm going to officially ask for conclusion of the meeting.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Okay,
I'll second the motion.
we're done. Thank you very much. Welcome to 2020, as Barbara Walters used to say.